Welcome to Coffee Habit number 2. There's not going to be a lot of videos, just this one. So, I got to talking about there are no superior martial arts, only superior martial artists. And I made 5 parts for TikTok. So I'm going to play part 1 and part 5. And you can go to my TikTok at _JW616 to go get the rest. And we're going to pick up after part 5. So, here's part 1. Get this shit to work. Okay, I have to do this. I'm sorry. There are no superior martial arts. There are only superior martial artists in those specific arts. That is the title. This is part 1. That is my saying. That is my motto. And I will die on that fucking hill. So, let's start off by saying I've been doing martial arts since I was 7 years old. Prior to that, I was street fighting. Ah, fuck. Sorry about that. Trying to get rid of that. I'm sorry. There are no superior martial arts. This is also not an invitation or a challenge to anybody out there that does martial arts, but this is a warning. Don't do something stupid. Don't come for me outside of maybe internet Discord. I mean, like I said, there are no superior martial arts. There are only superior martial artists in specific martial arts. See, people have a guilt or a macho complex, and they like to guilt people into taking their specific martial art. I am the Kung Fu poster boy. If I have a choice, I will tell people, hey, just take Kung Fu. It's the best you can ever do. But to be specific, Kung Fu is just a term where if I decided, hey, you want to take Kung Fu, Wushu, Wing Chun, Southern and Northern Shaolin martial arts, and hold the fuck up. Sorry. Thought I saw something in our ceiling there. Better safe than sorry. Anyway, I'm going to put it to you the way I feel about it, the way I see it, and the way I think it should be. I am in no way here to make you agree with me. And in fact, I hope you have a different opinion, and I hope that I'm closer to right than wrong. So, like I said, I've been fighting for a very long time, just not professionally. But that doesn't make me any less dangerous than anybody who fights professionally. You know, most people, the only reason why you're fighting professionally is because I'm actually gave you a chance, and while they're giving you a chance, someone else isn't getting a chance. That doesn't make that person who's not getting a chance any less lethal than the person that you see in the ring or in the octagon or any of that other shit. So we're going to start with this. There are many different styles of martial arts. You should be well-rounded in them. You will have a favorite style. And some people get stuck in that style and don't want to learn anything else. That is where problems start right there. And then you have to deal with other people's egos. Well, your style sucks, and you suck. And if people tell you something long enough, you start to believe it, and then it takes that for you to go get into another style. Where your style might not stuck, you just might have plateaued and need to learn something new to improve your arsenal. That being said, stay tuned for part 2. Again, you guys can go to at JW_GreatWolf616. So here's part 5. Okay, this is part 5. I'm going to finish it here, but what I'm going to do is extend the conversation on to my YouTube channel and just get it from there. And I'll probably try to play all 5 of these videos, but don't hold me to it. Anyway, the thing is, you can be a superior martial artist in your set martial art. But there is no such thing as superior martial arts. That's the bottom line. Every martial art is different and unique, and at the same time, they are all related as they cross over with moves. If you don't think all martial arts have some relation when it comes to how their moves cross over, just think of a right punch and a right kick. How many martial arts don't have a right punch and a right kick? Now, respectfully, if you don't have those limbs, that's a whole different ball of game that you're going to get into. But your standard right kick is in every martial art. Your standard left kick is in every martial art. Your standard front kick, back kick, whichever leg you choose to do, is in all martial arts. And then, let's talk about weapons, real quick. Weapons are an extension of your skill set. There is one problem, though. You do not walk around with weapons all day. But you are the walking weapon all day. You need to be able to decipher, is it better to know how to work weapons, or is it better to be the weapon? I can't make that decision for you. I have decided for me that it is better to be the weapon. Because if I can take your weapon from you, and I know how to use said weapon, I'm going to return to sender. It's not going to be a pleasure kit for you. I can make improvised weapons out of anything, which if you have been taught old school great martial arts, you also should be able to make an improvised weapon out of anything. The difference maker is how often do you practice these skill sets? Now, as I say, if you're a true martial artist, you can take this as a grain of salt. If you're a true martial artist isn't everything you do. Eat, breathe, sleep it. And not in the literal sense, but in the spiritual sense. You eat, breathe, and sleep it. You live this life. And I don't talk about like UFC fighters and all that because they are living it, but they are living it as professional fighters. They're not living it as professional martial artists. There's a difference. If you'd learn kind of living it as a professional martial artist, you would probably go join a Shaolin monastery or whatever. But everybody has their own opinion on that. But to be honest, the only weapon you were ever going to need is that thing behind your eyes, in between your brain and the back of your head called your brain. I fucked up saying that, but anyway, you get what I meant. Then what transfers from here shouldn't transfer from here without a little bit of hesitation, only due to fear of what you will do to someone else. That being said, the only real weapon is your body. Okay, this is part 5.
Okay, so we're going to pick up on your human body, human weapon. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, no matter what, if you go back and watch 4 and 3, it'll give you a more keener sense of what, I'll try to put the thing in the thing. Anyway, as a martial artist, you will encounter other martial artists who either strongly believe they're better than you or strongly know they're better than you until y'all knock hands. Once y'all knock hands, you're going to find out real quick which one of y'all is the superior martial artist. Now, it doesn't matter what martial arts you took. What matters is whose skill set is better at that moment, at that time. The problem with that also is that at any given moment, excuse me, at any given moment, at any given time, any fight, battlefields change. The tides of battle change, and you need to be ready for that. You hit somebody with a glass jaw, one hitter quitter, they're going to sleep. You hit somebody with a steel chin, you're going to have to work. You may even break your fucking hand, and that's going to be a problem. And this is why I said in the videos that if there was a superior martial art, everybody and their mama would be taking it. In fact, it would probably be mandatory. But the problem is everybody doesn't work the same. And even when you are teaching other people martial arts or when you are learning martial arts, you learn how your body works. And your body mechanics will never be exactly the same as someone else's, other than when you are breaking them in half or whatever. The problem with that is really quite simple, and it really draws down to who has the better experience, who has the better training, who was more prepared that day, whose deodorant didn't fail, who didn't leave toilet paper in their butt. I'm just kidding. Those are not relevant at all. But the point being made is that if you aren't trained well, you won't fight well. But see, that's only 3% of it. You can be trained well and still get your ass kicked. Because if you're not putting the training into use, like if you're not practicing, if you're not fighting for your belts and shit like that, these lead to other unintentional accelerated problems. If you've been on my channel long enough, that since I've been out of the army, I have brutally beat down BJJ. Now, I don't disrespect the people who study BJJ, but the art as itself is useless to me. Alright? And people will be like, well, you're just not liking BJJ. Yes, but all martial arts have strengths and weaknesses. Alright? BJJ is weak to me and only me. If someone asks me what is the superior fighting, I would say anything standing and striking is a superior fight. Anything where you have to get someone on the ground, it is good to know how to fight on the ground, but it is not the best bet to rely on getting somebody on the ground. Because if you can't get them on the ground, you can't beat their ass. And that's the problem with a lot of people who practice BJJ. It's like, oh, I got this BJJ, we can roll. Yeah, we can roll. I know I'm going to lose that. But, you know, if we're just practicing, I'll go ahead and take the L. But the second that shit gets real, and I got to shift into another gear because you decided that you wanted to be a dick and keep trying to come at me and trying to slam me and try to make me get hurt. Because a lot of people, they get that macho thing. It's like, yeah, I got this motherfucker because he don't know BJJ. Of course you got me because I don't know enough BJJ to beat your ass with BJJ. Now, like I said in video 2 or 3, possibly even 4, I didn't take martial arts to get a belt. I didn't take martial arts to become a champion or any of that shit. I took martial arts so that I could beat martial arts. Now notice my exact words. I took martial arts so that I could beat martial arts. Now, as impossible as that sounds, remember what I said. I took martial arts so that I could beat martial arts. So that means if anybody who knew any specific sign or any specific form of martial arts came at me with that form of martial arts, I could beat them because they took that martial art. In a sense, I beat that martial art. So I remember my BJJ training. I remember how they taught us to sprawl. They taught us how to double underhook. They taught us how to single leg takedown. How do you counter a single leg takedown? 1, you can sprawl. 2, when they come to grab your leg, you can elbow them in the spine. Now, in competition, that's illegal. In the streets, it's not. So if I'm fighting someone in the streets who knows BJJ, I'm 125 pounds. They're going to try to slam me. Period. They're not going to try to double underhook. They're not going to try to single leg take me down. They're going to try to slam me. Unless all they know is how to do a double underhook or a single leg takedown. Which in any case, if I'm aware this is happening, I can stop it. And I want y'all to understand, I'm not picking on BJJ people. I'm picking on BJJ itself. Because here's the thing. You spend a lot of time like this in your guard, alright? So somebody's going to go across here, or somebody's going to be mounted over top of your belly versus over top of your head. They're going to try to take the arm. They're going to try to take a heel hook. They're going to try to do something. You spend a lot of time on your back. Well, when I was growing up, if I was on my back, it was because I was knocked the fuck out. I've never been knocked the fuck out. I've been had my bell rocked a few times, but I've never been knocked the fuck out. But usually when someone comes in for a double leg or a single leg, they grab you at the thighs, which is a heartbeat away from you kneeing them in the face. So when I see you coming at my set leg, whichever leg you choose to come at, that leg is going to be a rocket to your face. Knocking you unconscious, if I'm blessed without killing you, is my move. And since I've studied various styles of martial arts, that can come in as a kung fu knee, a karate knee, a taekwondo knee, a muay thai knee, a kickboxing knee, a capoeira knee. Need I go on? Karate, kempo, aikido. It can come at any style. Knees were incorporated way back in the mid-70s. So there's not a martial art on the earth that didn't use knees. You know, it's just a short kick. It's just instead of your foot, you use a knee. And another reason why it was incorporated because of JKD. And you know, if you know anything about JKD, which was invented by Bruce Lee, then you understand that that was hands down at the time of the 70s, one of the most dangerous martial arts on the planet. Nowadays, there's no such thing as a safe martial art on the planet because every martial art can be deadly in the right hands or in the right body of someone who's just careless and doesn't give a shit about their opponent. You see why I said I need to learn how to beat martial arts? Because, see, you can beat a martial artist that's doing a martial art, and it's the same vitality. But you also got to remember who you are fighting. If you're fighting someone with little to no experience, they could get lucky and knock you the fuck out. And probably never been in a fight in their life. It can happen. Don't think that it can't, because the second that you think that it can't, that'll be the day you'll be hearing Buddy Holly singing in your ear, oh, that'll be the day that I beat your ass. That'll be the day I laid you in the grass. You thought you was gonna win, but you found out real fast that I'm the motherfucker that beat your ass. Oh, that'll be the day you thought you were the shit. Well, that'll be the day you got kicked in your dick. You fell to the ground and you begin to cry. It took everything for me to stop before I beat you till you die. Oh, that'll be the day. Ooh. Ooh, that'll be the day. Ooh, cause that'll be the day I made you cry. Anyway, the second did you think that you can't get beat is going to be the day that you get beat. You have to go into a fight open-minded. You have to go into a fight knowing that it is a high probability that you will get your ass kicked. Now, when you're training in the dojo, you do not train to hurt your dojo partner. You train to let everybody know, I got this, I got this, I got that. And now I'm going to tell you how this shit works in real life. When you go into a fight, 9 times out of 10, it started off with a verbal altercation, and then somebody got sneaky and tagged you. If you have a glass jaw, you're going to sleep. If it's unexpected and you can recover from the shock before the second hit hits you, and you have a steel jaw, well, you're going to know. Okay, I can take a hit or two. And in any case, after you figure out what the fuck is going on when your bell gets rocked, you're going to know, yeah, I gotta get my shit together, because one more hit like that, my lights might go out. People don't teach you this shit when they teach you martial arts. You see all the glory, you see all the guts, you see the spiritual connection, you see the mental capacity for what can be. But you don't understand how a good hit and you leaking. A good hit and you sleeping. Remember that. A good hit and you leaking, a good hit and you sleeping. It just doesn't matter which one it is. Just know that it's a possibility that it can happen. And when you think that it can happen, when you think that you are invincible, when you think that your martial art can't be beaten by any other martial art, you are going to learn a very hard and important lesson. So a lot of people who do BJJ don't understand that, it's a ground and pound. And in that art of it being a ground and pound, if you can't get past my defenses and I'm in like crab mode, and I can you gotta jump up to come down, I can take over from there. You jump up and punch and I got the right block in the right place and I pull you through and I got your arms locked in my legs and your neck in my feet. I can break your arm on my thigh. I can lock it and break it with this. There's a lot that I can do to you. And I suck at BJJ. But I don't suck at adapting. I don't suck at how quickly I can pick up a skill and use it against a person who has better skills than me. Fighting is it takes more than skills and luck. It's about timing. It's about experience. It's about strength. And I don't have strength. I don't have upper body strength. I don't have a lot of lower body strength. Since my hip replacement, I have lost 25% of my arsenal, which is my left leg. So when I do martial art videos, when I teach stuff, I teach you how to hurt people for a reason. Because if I get into a fight, I cannot be playing with you young people. I need to end that shit quickly. I don't heal like I used to heal. We know that due to the hip replacement. We know that I do not have an adamantium skeleton. We know that I do not have a healing factor. At best, I need to end this shit within 3 to 5. Because most fights only last 3 to 5. You guys have to be real good for the fight to go longer than 5 minutes. And in like sporting events and shit, that's how it's supposed to be. If you go to the UFC, you time the match. Most matches is 3 5-minute rounds or 5 3-minute rounds. It just depends on the event and who's hosting it and what are the rules of combat. Okay? So you can't hit me in the private parts. You can't purposely attempt to break anything, and you can't gouge out my eyes. Everything else is pretty much free-for-all. Knowing this, I know that I can't elbow you in the spine because that would be illegal and I would be possibly ending your career by paralyzing you. Alright? In the streets, I'm going for paralyzing shit. Breaking an elbow versus breaking a wrist. No. I'm breaking an elbow. Alright, you see my arm? Watch how it twitch. See that? It goes all the way there. See? Watch this, okay? See how that all twitch? Let's get closer. Okay. That was these fingers. 4 out of 5 of them. So if I break your elbow, this here, see how it's moving right there? That's going to stop. No fist. I break your shit. You're 1 weapon down. Same thing works with this. I break your knees. Your foot's not going to work as well. And that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm 5'3.5" and I can't be playing with you. I'm 125 pounds. If you think for a New York minute I'm just going to lay there and let you whoop my ass, and especially if you're bigger than me, which means I have to use gravity, I have to use precision, I have to be right. On my first hit, I have to be right. It can't be any fucking around. I have to be right. When you throw that punch down, I block that bitch, crack, whack. I have to be right. I have to be right. I have to be right on with everything. I have to be on point without question, without Morris. I have to be able to stop you right then and there. Because if I don't, this fight's going to go longer than I need it to, and it's going to be a problem for me. I'm not 20 years old. I can't be playing with you. In my 20s, I probably would have danced around you a little bit and played. No, now in my 40s, I'm almost 50 years old. No, fuck that shit. I'm down to destroy you. It's just that simple. Now, a lot of people are going to write in the comments, James, you're cocky as fuck. No, I have experience. Just because you haven't seen me in the UFC doesn't mean I can't beat somebody that's in there. And there's going to be a lot of internet warriors like, you're just a fake, okay? Are you really willing to take that chance on somebody that you believe is a fake? It's one thing that you ain't going to catch me doing. I did it. I don't regret it. I probably shouldn't have said it, but I said it. There's nothing I can do. I can't take it back. I said what the fuck I said. Somebody was giving me problems on Instagram, and he called me a fake martial artist or whatever. So I did a video about it, and I called him a keyboard warrior and all kinds of other shit. And so he says, well, if I find out where you live, I'll come to your house and beat your ass. So that led me to making a video. And in the video, I said this, I meant this, and it still stands. This is a warning. It's not an invitation, because you don't know who the fuck you're dealing with. If you want to come all the way across country or across the world to pick a fight with somebody on the internet that you have no clue. I've been on YouTube for about 10 years. Alright? Kung Fu Havoc number 1, Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Roughly, Kung Fu Havoc number 2 came after I got out of the Army. I've been out of the Army for 11 years. I think it's a date somewhere on here that can tell you how long I've been running this channel. I definitely know that you can go to Kung Fu Havoc 1. It still exists. I don't have control over it, but it still exists. And you can see all of my old shit there. The only time that's going to bite me in the ass is if somebody comes to my doorstep and says, you Echo Fang Grey Wolf, I came all the way from California to whoop your ass. And I have mentioned my address in one of these things at least once. So if somebody comes up to my address and they looking for me and I open the door and they're like, yeah, seen you talking all that shit on the video. Now let's see if you legit. I will attempt to talk you down. But I'm only going to give you that one shot. It's like, look, dude, you don't want to do this. And it was like, yes, I do. It's like, okay, well, let's go outside and solve this shit. You got any guns on you? Got any knives? No, I came to school with you with these. And I say, I was hoping you would say that. Because now, the only problem we're going to have is all these videos that I made. Alright? They're going to be the one thing that probably will get me locked up. Because I've already said this 1,000 times. This is not an invitation. This is a warning. If you come all the way across town, or if you come all the way across the city, or across the state, to pick a fight with somebody on the internet, and they beat the fuck out you, it's really your own fault. But here's the thing. I don't plan on beating the fuck out you. I plan on eliminating you. Period. I'm not going to kill you. But, you ain't going home the way you came here. No. Simple as that. That's not a threat. That's a bona fide warning. You're not going home the way you came here. The simple fact is I'm breaking everything that I get a hold of. Starting with your elbow, because you got to throw a punch or a kick. Whichever one you throw at me, it's mine. I'm breaking it. And no matter how many times you hit me, I'm not going to stop until that piece is broken. It's just that simple. If you don't kill me with that first punch, I'm breaking everything on your body. I will call the cops. I will explain to them that you came all the way from wherever the fuck you came from. And I did what I needed to do because I didn't invite you there. In fact, I warned you not to come. I'm not Kimbo Slice. I'm not coming to your house and starting fights in the backyard and shit that's legal. Now, in Virginia, we don't play that shit. You go to somebody's house in Virginia, you more than likely get your shit fucked up. You going to jail after you got out of the hospital. If you get out of the hospital. Breaking and entering. You came into my domain, or you came into my domicile, you came into my occupant, and you weren't invited. So many different ways that shit can be spent. There's a law book over there because I am studying police science and criminal justice. This shit will probably come back to save my ass while we're watching all these damn videos of how I've told people not to come and show up, and they chose to show up. And they're gonna watch all these other videos from my TikTok, from my Instagram. And they're gonna show the world that I knew what the fuck I was doing. That's gonna be the prosecutor's job because the prosecutor's gonna try to fry my ass with videos like this of me talking, telling them, yo, don't come here. Do not come here looking for a fight with somebody that you don't know. Do not come all the way across town or across the city thinking that you just Billy Badass and you gonna whoop somebody else. That shit's not gonna work the way you think. See, we all have scenarios in our head. We all have scenarios. We think about, well, what would I do if this happened? What would I do if that happened? You don't know until it happens. And that's the thing about working scenarios out in your head. You don't know what you're gonna do until it happens. And that's going to be the part where your fight or flight response comes in. 1 second. I don't know what that is. But hopefully it won't cause any damage. That is my military CAD card. It says an affiliation with United Uniformed Services, Agency Department, Army. It expired 2014, January 17th. I was E1 private. Geneva Conventions identification card. Okay, you can't fake this shit. Some people might be smart enough to fake it, but yeah, that's me without hair. Looking like Aang the Avatar. Alright? 9 times out of 10, you can't get on a military base without one of these motherfuckers either. This is my veteran card. I need a new one. I actually, when I go back to McGuire, I'll be asking them if I can get a new one so I can keep my hair. Now, that's going to be the thing that possibly saves my ass. My dog tags are under that damn towel right there. I usually wear them all the time. I'm trying to get a necklace, so a smaller one, so I don't have to ever take it off. Because I never wanted to take it off. But my car keys are also on there just in case I lock myself out the car. Anyway, I have 5 sets of car keys. I'm famous for locking myself out of the car. Irrelevant, I know. I need to get ready to go to bed, so I'm going to end this. Understand that I took martial arts to beat martial arts. I want to make sure I stated that one more time. So you heard me right. I didn't say I took martial arts to beat martial artists. I took martial arts to beat martial arts. Because the truth be told, there are no superior martial artists. There are only... I fucked that up. Totally fucked that up. What I was trying to say was, there are no superior martial arts. There are only superior martial artists. I did just fuck up a second ago. And the thing is, I don't want to be a superior martial artist. I just don't want people to fuck me up. So I adapt, and if someone does something stupid, and it's cool or it works, it becomes a part of my arsenal. I didn't take Taekwondo for a belt. I didn't take Kempo for a belt. I didn't take Aikido for a belt. I damn sure didn't take enough fucking capoeira for a belt. And I didn't take no Kung Fu for a belt. And plus, traditional Kung Fu, I believe they do sashes. I'm not going to swear to it, but I believe they do sashes. Where most like Japanese style martial arts and other martial arts have adopted the belt system. And we're going to end with this. I don't like the belt system. Did a TikTok about it. And in my TikTok, I think that we should be fighting for our belts. No one agrees with me. But I don't care. And I'll tell you why I don't care. See, the thing about this is we all have our opinions and we're all going to stick with our guns. And that's fine. But when it comes to your belts, a belt can be a weapon and a belt can be part of your uniform to hold up your pants. If you do not know how to use it as a weapon, then you can't use it as a weapon. But it can still hold up your pants. I don't care what belt you have. That shit don't mean nothing to me. And I know you're all going to be looking at this video and say, yeah, this motherfucker done lost his goddamn mind. Yes. Yes, I have. But does that make me more dangerous or less dangerous? Because usually those people who we deem as crazy are generally the most deadliest people you'll ever meet in your planet. But I gave you my credentials of being in the Army. Granted, I never got deployed. But see, I knew how to fight before I ever got there. I was trained by a Green Beret when I was like 15, 16 years old. When I worked at Kegler's. So, I mean, you can believe what you want. He didn't give me like major lessons. He just taught me how to kill people with my pinky. Shit they don't teach anymore. Now, as far as breaking elbows, I learned it when I learned Kempo. I learned some more when I learned Kung Fu. I learned Kung Fu before I learned Kempo. There's minor differences in each martial art, but they are all related on some level or another. And not just because they come from Asian countries, because some of them do not come from Asian countries, like Capoeira. Anyway, that being said, I need you guys to understand. I need you guys to think about this shit. There are no superior martial arts. There's just superior martial artists and such arts. That being said, I'm Echo Fang Grey Wolf. Oh yeah, 99 fixed my profile for the most part. Thank you, 99. Be seeing ya.